Okay, before we get started, this account was created to provide information on how current immigration laws apply to certain factual scenarios. There are many people, I suspect, who are worried about their immigration situation but are not sure if they should speak with an immigration attorney. Keep in mind, and I cannot stress this enough, that immigration law is unbelievably fact-specific. So even if the hypothetical that I analyze here sounds nearly identical to your situation, you still need to speak to an immigration attorney. The smallest factual differences can change everything. That said, this is not legal advice. I'm merely hoping to educate some people on how the immigration laws work, because I know that a lot of anxiety exists out in certain immigrant communities. Also, immigration laws and procedures will likely change significantly over the next few months, so what might be accurate and current at the time of recording could be outdated in the weeks to come or even tomorrow. All right, so these two parents have been living in the United States for over 25 years. They are originally from Mexico. They have 3 children aged 25, 21, and 14, and they were all born in the United States. The middle child has had serious bouts of depression and has even needed to be hospitalized for attempts to harm herself. She suffers from a variety of disorders and has required extensive therapies and interventions for well over a decade. The parents have recently been placed in removal proceedings, so deportation, and they want to know if they can pursue cancellation of removal. So remember, when you're applying for cancellation of removal, you need to show that you've been here for at least 10 years, that you have no significant criminal history, and that you have a qualifying relative, so that can be a child, a spouse, a parent, that would experience extraordinary and extremely unusual hardship if you are deported. The problem here is that the middle child, the 21-year-old, is the one that has the history that would seem to suggest that she really needs her parents in her life. Okay, she's had depression. She's even apparently tried to hurt herself, so maybe that's a suicide attempt. But under the immigration laws, she is not considered a child anymore. Okay, so she's 21, and 21 and over is no longer considered a child. So she cannot be the qualifying relative in this case. So how would we handle that situation? What we can do is we can try and argue that the youngest child, the 14-year-old, would experience a great amount of hardship if the parents are deported, because the youngest child maybe is going to have to take care of the 21-year-old. All right, if the parents aren't there and the 21-year-old has another bout of depression, or especially once the parents are deported, would likely experience a lot of difficulties, and the 14-year-old is then going to have to help take care of the 21-year-old. So maybe that eats into school, eats into any college that the 14-year-old aspires to. That's basically the only way we can get around this. So it is, it's still a strong case. It's not going to be as strong as if that 21-year-old was younger, and we could show the direct link that if the parents are deported, this individual is going to have a very difficult time coping with life. But we can still make the case. So it's almost unfortunate that the parents weren't put into removal proceedings previously, okay, when the child was younger. But that is a game plan for this type of case, and it still is a potentially winnable case. If this is a situation that you're going through where, or your family is going through, that one of the children has a lot of difficulties, but is over 21, then you should still talk to an immigration attorney if removal proceedings have come up for the parents. Hopefully that's helpful. We are here to help out and meet with you to go over your specific case if you'd like better insight on what you're going through. If you're out of our area, then definitely do some research, find an immigration attorney that handles a lot of removal cases and cancellation of removal cases, so that you can get good advice on how to proceed with your case. hopefully this helps. Good luck to everyone. I know it's tough out there, especially with removal type cases, but stay strong with it. Take care.